We are back on the Great Western route. Today we are doing Westworld, the scenario. So, the description is, you're scheduled to drive a high-speed service out of London to the West Country. But first you must get there. Catch a service into Paddington as soon as you can. Once there, head over and get things set up ready for departure. So I have just recorded the previous one down the line. We drove to Slough, which is a very nice journey. And now we are on our way into Paddington from whichever station we may be at. And we'll be heading from Paddington out to Reading in a HST. So yes, we took a short half an hour journey, which turned out to be a 45-minute video along the route, and that was like our first kind of scenario. We've also done the tutorials as well, which if you look back at our video, or my video, you'll see. So today we're going to be experiencing riding as a passenger firstly, and then we'll be a driver.
You've been called in to cover for a driver who's been delayed on another service. You're needed to take the train out to Reading, where the driver will continue the service as scheduled. Head into London Paddington to pick up the train. Be sure to arrive no later than 19:20.
I will try not to be any later. So we are at Ealing Broadway. We will be catching this train. So the only other one I can see is so I'm guessing they have two services. Oh, which end is first class? Yeah. Okay, first class is on the other side of this train. So we have 5.4 people getting off this train. Maybe they just don't feel safe with me as a driver. Do they need the toilet? No? Okay. Make sure we have a nice view as well at the windows. Do you know what we gotta do? I'm gonna sit in the second man seat. You do not have permission to drive this service. I'm concerned that the train's moving without a driver here. Apparently we're in full service and in neutral. Put that like that. At least the headlights are set here. So we'll actually have a little conversation with this man. Why, yes, sir. No, don't want to talk to me. Oh, hang on, let's do it. Should we do a ticket check? Where are you going? Paddington. 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 You didn't have a ticket. Okay, here's our ticket to Paddington. 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 I just think this train only stops at Paddington. Well, not to be rude, but who would want to sit who would honestly want to sit? No, not there. Okay. Who'd want to sit here anyway? Right by the toilet. There isn't a buffet car on this service, is there? That's not very good. Now, if you want to skip ahead about 4 minutes into this video, 3.5 maybe, then you can, because we'll just be walking up and down on this train. Oh no, we're stopping. Yeah, so if you want to skip ahead, you can. There's a collectible there, guys. We're acting. Yay, we got our first safety sign. Now, I kind of don't want to get off the train just in case. So if you want to skip ahead around 4 minutes from now, we should be at least almost into Paddington. Now, I'm just going to come sit in the second man seat here, and I will be back. If you like a nice quiet train journey without my voice, it's your time, but I will be back when we enter Paddington Station. Right guys, so we're about a mile away from Paddington now. Slowly closing in on the station. And we should have around 8-9 minutes to spare. We're at the station to get over 12 platform and set up. Now I have no idea what that noise was for. I hope you heard it as well, and it wasn't in my head. And there it is again. I hope that doesn't persist. Have we got a driver yet? Nope, we're still just free flowing. So this is Royal Oak Station to our left, I believe. Yeah. I think that's more or less used by the tube trains, so like the underground. A few hundred yards away before we can be free of this train. I gotta do what I do when I get to my final destination. I stand and look out the windows on the doors, trying to spot other trains. I believe that is our HST over there. On platform 2, I believe. Station, according to the I can understand why they needed me. I mean, we have a shortage of train staff. Well, there's 2 trains on the entire station. One in which has got a driver, or 2 drivers on it, one in which hasn't, which I'm going to go get on that one now. Alarm. What's that say? Penalty for improper use. You can have a nice, steady walk over there. Head over to the concourse. Oh well, there's quite a few people there. There's a lot of people on the concourse. They're all stationary. Oh no, our train is on platform number 3. 19:30. Well, guys, I apologise, but we're gonna have another wait. I kinda wish I'd taken that second train now. Let's go. Turn down the volume of the train a little bit. It's very, very loud. And forwards. See, the one thing with this train is because it's it will have a guard on it normally. We have to open it using that menu. Right, seeing as we have 17 minutes to do nothing, 16 now, I suggest any of you watching the video, if you'd like to skip ahead 16 minutes, if you're on a tablet or something like that, you can click the side of it, or on your phone, you click the side of it quite a few times. I'll skip ahead 16 minutes. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into a free camera and have a little. Actually, we'll have a little one there. Anyone who wants to stay and watch me, we'll let's go exploring up and down the HST. That's nice. So they have wheelchair places. That's good.
Security personnel tour this station 24 hours a day.
Don't echo or anything. The train that I was on still here. That's good. I know we probably shouldn't have left the train unattended, but anyone who would like to stay and watch, I feel like is going to get pretty bored. Let's see if we can go up this ramp here. Nope. That's good. I was a little bit concerned then, so I thought if that train goes onto this platform, that's gonna cause havoc. Oh, there's a train coming on. Well, the AI didn't park very well, did it? Oh, hang on, he's supposed to stop like this where the door's supposed to be. Some of the signs around this station I've noticed are very dark, as in like they've kind of, it's if someone's painted like a translucent grey paint on them. Oh, this train hasn't parked very well either. how does one get onto those platforms? Hang on, those are tube lines. Basically, if you crossed over onto those lines, which are the underground lines, the third rail in the middle is basically just filled with electricity. And you'll just be electrocuted. You shouldn't do this in real life. Are you kidding me? Let's see what that is. We're now that's going to take around about 8-minute break, and we'll be back after we load in. No, well, not load in. But yes, I'll be back shortly. guys, we're back. Grab myself another drink. I'm gonna hop in here. First thing we're gonna do though is we're gonna turn. Like there's a switch, so we can't run that. We are going to turn on the DSD and AWS. There's no TWPSIS in this train, but we don't need that. You can really tell how these trains have aged over the years. I may break the train, so I'm not gonna mess around. Sorry about that, guys. I had a really bad cough then. Sorry. You can really tell these cabs have aged by the way they look. Now, it said a 40-minute scenario. I know it takes more than 20 minutes to get up to Reading. And we're about 32 minutes in. So, anyone at this point, it's going to be about another 30 minutes, I'd say, before we get up to Reading. Clocked our points. But anyway, we'll lock the left. A little bit late on the locking, but and I'm gonna turn that to night. Actually, it's still pretty much day. Wait. Lock left. There's the guard buzzer. Now on our way. And I'm hoping now it's a little bit later in the evening after rush hour. We should have green signals, hopefully all the way up to Reading. So it's saying we'll get to Reading in around 30 minutes. I reckon I can get to Reading a little bit quicker than 30 minutes. But, you know, we'll have to see. Signals permitting. Now, just one thing to point out, it's been a very, very long time since I've driven one of the HSTs. So, I may brake early when we get to Reading. I may brake a little bit too late and have to apply full service or possibly even emergency. Still, I know how to work it, eh? It's a good thing. And look at the beautiful sun. Speed's now going up to 50 in a second. So in a high-speed train or any kind of passenger train, when you have to obviously wait to get past the speed limit, it's fine, it doesn't really bother you. But when you're in like a really long freight train and like it's saying, oh, you can go 50, and then as soon as you turn 50, right in front of you is a 30, but a 30, which is when it goes down, it changes as soon as you get to it, so it is a bit painful. And we are now on a downward slope, so we'll stay at 51. We know it's over by 1, but we are going up to 100. Applying a little bit of braking just to bring it down. Let's go all the way up to 50 now. You can have the cover if you don't need it. Sorry, I should probably be looking out the window. So this video, or this scenario, was made for the beautiful scenery. So if you have a quick look on our map, we've just gone, or we're going through the depot, the Acton Mainland depot. All the sheds there. Now, obviously, thinking about the future scenarios, so I know we have, I think we have 3 more scenarios to do on the Great Western route. We have the Christmas closures, I believe it's called, which is a fun one to do. We don't have to wait around for long as well, which is good. We also have the Aggregate Industries one, which is a cargo one, which is quite a fun one to do as well. It's a bit slow paced, I believe, but always fun. And then we have Down the Line, which is the supposed longest out of all the scenarios. It's a fun scenario though. We have to take a failed HST down the line to the depot down here at Acton, Paddington. I have had some issues in the past with this scenario, such as it would like lock the doors on the train and things like that, or it wouldn't let me get going. I have done the scenario though. I managed to do it after many attempts, and I believe they fixed it when they released the full game. So I didn't get the issues anymore. I had reported it multiple times, because it was never like the same thing. Like, first time the doors locked on the HST, so I couldn't get in the back of the cab. Second time my train wouldn't get power at the signal. Third, my train never actually turned up at the station, which was actually quite funny. But yeah. Fixed, so we should be okay. We are around 40 minutes in, with 29 miles to go to Reading. So thinking ahead of the Great Western route, we will be moving on to Germany next. We'll be going to do rapid transit. So I believe there's 6 or 7, I think there's 6 scenarios on there. I'm not too sure of their names, but we'll also be completing them and the tutorial for the first train. So the first video will be very short, as you'll guess, because there's only one train. After that, after we've done that, so this will be after Christmas now, we're talking about. We're moving on to the Northeast Corridor, New York, and I believe there's 7 or 8 scenarios there. There's 3 trains? 2 or 3 trains for us to learn, at least. And we do also have, or I have, the Ultimate Edition train, which is at the bigger CSX train. So I'm not too sure if the tutorial's in there for that or not. If not, we'll get to use it at some point in a service mode, and I'll write that down to make sure that I definitely point that out to you guys. That is the Ultimate Edition. So we'll do all those. That'll take us into hopefully March kind of time. After that, we'll be moving on to West Somerset Railway, which isn't my favourite, but obviously I'll do them because it's quite nice to get the achievements and the points and everything like that. It's very scenic, quite a slow-paced route though, because the max speed is 25 miles an hour. It'll be quite nice to tackle something that I'm not a fan of. After that, we'll be moving back into Germany. I believe there's 5 scenarios for that, 5 or 6 scenarios for West Somerset Railway. After that, we'll be moving back into Germany for Ruhr-Sieg Nord. That is really high on my list, second favourite. Love the route, love the cargo, love the views. A lot of variety as well, which is really nice. So that'll be something else we're trying out as well. And then after that, we will be moving on to the Long Island Railroad. So, if you keep up with Strange Sim World on Twitter, the forums, you'll see that they announced the new DLC, or they hinted at it. They showed a signal used on some of the routes on there, or 2 of the routes at least, and it's like, what are the other, which one are we going to get? We got Long Island Railroad, so they released a few screenshots of that, and I believe there's 3 branches we're getting off the like the route, which will be good. And that, I'm guessing that'll include 7 scenarios as well. I believe we have only got the M7 train though. Have a little look online if you want to see what one of those looks like. I don't know if you've ever seen, it's a bit like a square. So this is gonna sound weird. It's a bit like a square that's been squashed, so it's a bit like a rectangle, but it doesn't look like, you can only tell like by a tiny little bit that it's a little bit different. Just look online, you'll see. But those screenshots looked really realistic, looked amazing. And I asked Matt Peddleson, who works at one of the offices, about how they took the photos, and he said they were on like the max graphics for the game that are there now. Not like super duper high graphics card or anything like that, processors, like standard kind of PC level. I really wish these HSTs were designed with speed control, because I love driving them, but as you can see, I have to keep, luckily I can switch between 4 and 5. Sorry about that. Sorry, Let's just sneeze there. So yeah, that's the thing. So I can switch in between 4 and 5, but it would be so much easier if there's a speed limiter. And yeah, I could just set it. Then we could have a lovely conversation. So I know this was only supposed to be a 40-minute video, which will probably go on to be an hour. Those of you who listen to me, not saying those who didn't do it didn't listen, but those who kind of skipped ahead, the video will be probably around 40 minutes actually, or 50. But yeah, that just kind of cuts off some time. And I managed to get a drink as well, which is very nice. Because if you watch my down the line scenario video, you'll know that got something happened to that one. So I've literally just recorded that one, and I've recorded this one straight after with no kind of break. So if my voice just starts to sound croaky, you know why. If it was croaky in the first one, it's always croaky. But we're doing well. 16 miles to go now. And like how I look at the speed is, I know that we do 60 miles is an hour, and there's 60 minutes in an hour, so that's a mile a minute. And we're going 120, or over 120, so that's 120 miles an hour, and that's 30 seconds for a mile. So we should be there in, it should be 8 minutes, but it never is 8 minutes. But we're around halfway there anyway. You can kind of see we've got, well, probably over halfway there now. You can see we've gone along, and we've gone past Slough, I believe, and we're heading down. And I kind of, I call it we're going down the hill now. It's not a hill, it's just the way it's shaped going out and around to Reading. But you know, we can imagine it's a hill if we want to. But anyway, we have lots of content lined up, which is exciting. And a few things to remember as well is that when we get past doing all the scenarios, hopefully we'll be doing some service stuff. So obviously, because there's so many different routes, well, there's 5 at the moment, 6 when LIRR comes out, Long Line Railroad. That's obviously something to try out and enjoy. And so we can do many different services. I may do polls, votes or something like that. And we'll kind of just see. And obviously we can make it snowy, rainy, sunny. And then that'll be quite nice just to kind of fill up the time in between DLCs, and we can kind of, we'll be able to look back and say, oh, can you remember this, and can you remember that? Because I will be putting out a video a week on a Thursday, so you know, things should be okay. Slowly speeding along towards Reading. We're now on what I call the downward hill towards Reading. 11 miles to go. And anyone who's saying who wants this to be as realistic as possible, I'm making it as realistic as possible in my capabilities. So obviously I'm speeding now by 2 miles an hour. Obviously that would be picked up, but obviously I've kind of made you wait quite a while, so. Around 6, 7 miles to go now. We'll have to look out though for a speed change that we're coming soon up. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about driving this route, because obviously I'm just kind of showing to you me driving it by myself, not just following the speeds that appear on my screen and getting ready for them and such. If you go to PGT Rail on YouTube, it's youtube.com/PGT Rail, you'll see, and he does like route learning series everywhere. So I know he's done one for Great Western Route, one for Roast Ignored, and things like that. So have a look there and you'll be able to kind of see the route in more detail and how the drivers of the route learn to drive that route. So they say, at this bridge I need to slow down or apply the brakes here. Yes. Go there if you're looking for some more info. So here's my first speed drop down, 95. So obviously, drivers, unlike me, can't see that it says 2 miles ahead, and they can't see how far Reading is by the little point of interest marker. So they have to use like their own knowledge, and they'll remember at this bridge, slow down, I'm this far away from the station. So around 3 miles from the station. Here I am just gonna drop down and I'll let us glide. When we get to here, I am just gonna apply the initial brake just to slow us down. We'll apply the step 2 brake. Just made it into that speed change, and we are going to keep it on brake for 2. should get us down to 60. About 1 mile out from the station now. Put the train vehicle on running now, just because I'm a little bit unsure. I've forgotten what the next speed change is to. I'm guessing it'll be something like 40. And then just put on the cab light so we can see. I apologise for being so quiet. I'm just trying to, get in so we don't go over the red signal, because the stop sign and where the red signal are very, very, very close together. And we are here about 9-10 minutes early. So anyway, we'll lock the right doors. The other driver should be taking over from us in a minute as well. Should be very nice. So this has been our second scenario. Westworld. It's been a very nice, I believe it's like autumnal low sun setting. Very beautiful. This has been the HST Class 42 or Intercity 125. It has so many names. Understandably, it is the train that revamped Britain. We arrived into Reading early, which is obviously good. I do apologise about obviously riding in on the train and then having to wait for so long. For the train to actually get ready, then we could leave. Now, as you can see, we have a 8-minute wait here at Reading. So before we get over the hour mark and I bore you even more, I will end the video here. Obviously you'll know that I'll level up on HST, the route myself, and obviously I'll get some coins. I don't think any of you will be really interested in that. If any of you are, next video, if you leave a comment in this video, hopefully next video you'll be able to see it. You should just be able to see when I'm loading in what level I am. But thank you all very much for watching. I'll let you go do your thing now. Good evening, goodbye, good night, and a wonderful day wherever you are.